Across our nation, though, reaction continues to pour in after the Trump administration's firing of workers at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA.
Yeah, there were protests across the nation yesterday. Folks turning out in cities like Boulder, Colorado, and the nation's capital. They are speaking out against the cuts made last week. The National Weather Service works under NOAA, and while many are concerned that the cuts could put more people in danger during severe weather events, others say these impacts go much, much further.
So who better to ask than one of the best meteorologists in all the nation? And I'm not just saying that, but it truly is. Brad, I saw last night that you weighed in on X, obviously formerly known as Twitter. You wrote that the impact of the National Weather Service, these cuts, cannot be overstated.
Yeah, you know, from a people standpoint, you got to understand these are 24/7 operations. They do shift work. So there's, I mean, the weather doesn't stop, right? Holidays, overnights, weekends, there's always somebody there, and it affects every part of our economy. So from aviation to agriculture to people don't even think about commodities markets, trading in energy futures, from aviation to logistics. I tell kids all the time when I do school talks, they think, you know, why do we need meteorologists? Well, how do you think Amazon gets something to your house in 2 days? They don't ship it through bad weather.
Right.
Lowe's Home Improvement has to ship things based on the weather. There's a reason that this is in the Department of Commerce, because it's so vital to the economy of our country.
Well, and one of the reasons why you said you felt compelled to comment was the fact that there were the reports here that leases could be canceled for 2 NOAA buildings. So how important are these buildings for the whole operation?
Well, the 2 buildings in particular, one hosts all of the radar data. So the data that you look at that we use to track these storms tomorrow, that's in Norman, Oklahoma. But the headquarters in Maryland, which ironically was built to consolidate and be more efficient so all of the agency could be in one spot, host all of the numerical weather models. So the models we use are based in this building. It's a huge building because there's data centers like that. There's walls and walls of giant computers. And so it's just not the loss of people. People say, well, we'll just let AI and computers take over. This building literally hosts the computers that would have the AI on them. And so we couldn't have models. We couldn't run them. And even if you're thinking, okay, other countries would take over, they initialize their data off of our data. So they need US data to run their model. So it's a huge problem. And I just tell you, of all the government agencies, this is probably the most efficient and the biggest bang for your buck. For every dollar you spend on the National Weather Service, you get about $76 in return on savings or improvement in your economy.
Yeah, so what can you do? As the North Carolina governor said today, tune in to your local weather folks, because we will be here for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Brad, thanks for that insight.
And we did want to mention folks can find more coverage over on WCNC Plus all the time.
That's right. At WCNC Plus to your smart TV or anywhere you like to stream.